liked. For example, his orange complexion, perhaps.
Macho man thing, it worked. You know, you were talking about.
It was his macho man thing. People looked away from the obvious Nazism and sexism because of his macho man thing. This is the level of analysis that we all needed.
A rainbow coalition. No, it wasn't a rainbow coalition, but I think that you saw
Because rainbows are gay.
white men still go big for Trump. You saw the Latino men, and I think that's the big story of the election. Latino men suddenly went towards Trump, and there were some black men. I think it was
Yes.
a male thing, and I think, again,
It was a male thing. Dude, like, I don't understand. Am I missing something incredibly obvious here? First of all, the left has been vilifying men for like the last who knows how long. That's one. And two, bro, you know that women are about half the population, right? If he won the popular vote, then obviously women went for him too. Like, I don't understand.
you know, the idea that he said offensive, vulgar things about women, the fact that he is, and, you know, says he wants to be an authoritarian, that's all true.
He says he wants to be an authoritarian. Listen, I've read a couple of Trump speeches. I don't remember him ever saying he wants to be an authoritarian. I could be wrong.
But I think a lot of the men said, you know what, we like it.
He's macho. We don't mind if he's Hitler. Bro, he said dictator. Yeah, all right, that's close enough, I guess, to authoritarian. But he never said he wants to be a dictator. I think he said it in hyperbole, at least from what I remember. I think what he said implied he wanted to be a dictator, but whatever. Ultimately, this is insane. Insane. This is the worst take I've ever heard.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I mean, Professor...
What is he, what is he saying? I think that's right? What? Am I the only one seeing, like, something wrong here? Listen, I am not a political analyst guy, okay? All I did was guess the election correctly and predict everything that was happening right. But aside from that, I am no political analyst. I don't think that Trump won because he's a macho man, so people were looking away from the Hitler.
Correctly forecast result of 9 of the past 10 US presidential elections, but not this one.
Oh.
Like most pollsters, I have to say, very, very few people predicted a big win.
Yeah, anyway, I'm right.
Other than I might, if I may be so modest, I did. I went on Fox News 10 days before with Brian Kilmeade, said I think he's going to win big. But actually, most people thought it would be incredibly tight, it could go either way and so on. But it wasn't that at all. But why do you think Trump is so difficult to poll? Which is clearly the conclusion I would draw from this.
Well, you know, I am forthrightly willing to admit I missed this election.
Very forthright of you. You put out a prediction and it was wrong. There's no room for interpretation.
I still think I actually had 10 out of 10 before. I think I was right about 2000, but we're not here to litigate that. I still think it's a pretty good record.
He's still talking about his past dubs. Brother, you got it wrong, homie.
Now, I think two things are operating here. Number one, I was incredibly critical at the time of the spineless, cowardly Democrats openly and viciously trashing their elected president and their elected nominee right out there in the open. I have never seen that before,
right.
And I've studied American politics since the founding, and that tainted...
Since the founding, I was there when it was made, when the Declaration was signed.
Any nominee, and they're now taking no responsibility for that. They're blaming everybody else. Until they look in the mirror, the Democratic Party is going to be in trouble.
I don't even think he's, like, I don't even know if he's that wrong, bro. Not gonna lie, I mean, he's kind of spitting.
Secondly, why did my keys miss? Because my keys are based upon the proposition that a pragmatic, rational electorate decides whether or not the White House party is governed well enough to get 4 more years. That was...
No! No, bro. Bro is here 300 years old explaining his keys.
Exploded this time.
Is his excuse because it turns out no one was rational?
By
He's the 200-year-old misogynist that Shuan had mentioned? Oh, hell yeah.
a new wave.
By keys, he's referring to his prediction system. I mean, I don't know what his prediction system is. I just know that he got it completely wrong. And it seems like he's blaming it on the irrational people. He's like, you just can't predict irrational people, guys.
Of disinformation that we've never seen before, in addition to the usual sources of disinformation. We had a huge change this time, a $300 billionaire, a guy who's richer than most countries of the world, who controls X, spreading vast disinformation. According to reports,
Oh my
billions
God.
upon billions.
He says that the misinformation was from Elon Musk. There's no way. No way. I mean, obviously there's a lot of disinformation that floats around on Twitter, but to say that there's no misinformation in the mainstream media either is insane. I feel like there's disinformation everywhere. Literally everywhere.
Billions of viewers saw his disinformation. People have a completely distorted view of the
What was the
economy,
disinformation?
thinking inflation is
let me
going
pin
up.
you down on that, though. You say Elon Musk was spreading disinformation. Like,
Wait, Elon 100% spreads disinfo? Of course, absolutely. Everyone spreads disinformation. I don't think listen, I think Elon Musk definitely does spread disinformation. I don't have any examples off my fingertips because I'm a fucking idiot. I just think that everyone that just retweets shit on Twitter will retweet and propagate disinformation. That said, the news actively, purposely, maliciously spreads disinformation. I mean, we saw about the polls, which were all completely incorrect. Like, that all predicted Kamala winning. Like, the way I see it, simply put, there's always disinformation.
What?
But I'm really glad that Piers Morgan's asking for what? Because I really hate when people make, like, broad claims like, oh yeah, he's full of shit. And then it turns out that they have no examples.
Yes, he is spreading vast disinformation that's sunk in.
What?
Even people who think their own financial situation is pretty good think inflation is going up when it's been cut by 75%.
This is insane. How is this Elon Musk's fault if you go to the grocery and food costs more? Like, brother, what are you saying? How that's just like, listen, I'm not saying 75% of taxes, of stock markets and shit did well, and the rich people got a little bit richer, which is very nice, love to hear it. But like, brother, you go to the fucking grocery store and food's more expensive.
Unemployment
yeah, but it's still
is a
inflation.
near high when
It's still inflation,
near a
Professor.
low.
On that point, see, it's interesting. You would say that's disinformation. But
That was not even, like, bro, I'm sure you're gonna come up with some disinformation that he posted. Like, dude, there is no way. That's what he harps on for Elon Musk disinformation. All right, Elon Musk lies. All right, I'm sure I could come up with some good shit. All right, so this dude made a video, 6 lies Elon Musk believed in the last 24 hours. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's skip to number 1.
Literally Hitler, Elon says they are literally foaming at the mouth. And the community note is correct here. This is not a real article, it's a Photoshop. But no.
All right, so this, I would argue, is disinformation to some degree, right? It's the idea that someone made a fake article on The Atlantic called Trump is literally Hitler, and he says they are literally foaming at the mouth, which definitely makes it look like the media is calling him Hitler yet again, all right? So, yes, technically, this is disinformation, and he has another 6 examples. I don't know if they're real, if they're not real. I didn't watch this video. Just as a hypothetical. All right, here's another. Dear party that is so against disinformation and wants to shut down X. Stop lying all the time, you fucking hypocrites, piece of shit.
Do you want to shut down a stop fucking lying all the fucking time, you fucking hypocrite pieces of shit. And I just don't really know what to do with that. So I'm gonna play connections instead. Sometimes.
All right, I don't know. But anyway, the point is, people are gonna retweet shit. People are gonna fall for fake baits and stuff, and there's gonna be misinformation floating around. There's always misinformation floating around. I think that's just a given. And if anyone is on the internet not expecting to be hit with some misinformation, you are in for a doozy of a hard time, bro. You might even think that Kamala really won the election, like Vosh is still making believe. But, dude, I don't think that the disinformation that's spreading around on X is the end-all reason why Trump won and why it was unpredictable, in my opinion.
But the point is that inflation is still not zero, therefore prices are still going up.
Man spitting. He's like, bro, your one example of Elon disinformation is actually wrong.
Therefore people...
The only way you get inflation to zero is with a recession.
Yeah, but here's my point.
Obviously.
Here's my point, yeah, but here's my point. Democrats kept telling the American people rather arrogantly, I thought, the economy's in really good shape.
Yeah, I kept hearing that as well. It's like, bro, you can tell me how good it is, and I'd like to believe you, but fucking chewing gum is more expensive now. I don't want to need to take a mortgage out on my house to buy a bottle of milk in the grocery store.
Meanwhile, inflation still exists. In other words, prices have continued to go up and up and up, albeit not at the same rate they were going up. But if it wasn't zero, and it wasn't, it was like 2.5% or whatever by the end, that is still inflation. So it's not disinformation to say
The only
America's
way
inflation.
zero is a recession, is deflation. That's ridiculous. Inflation has been cut by 80%, but it's not just inflation that people are wrong about.
But do you accept
It's
inflation
every
means prices
aspect
are still
of the
going up?
economy.
Do you accept prices were still going up?
Of course.
Right. So
All right, let's go. So then it's not disinformation. Bro says prices are going up, and he says that's disinformation. Bro!
That's ridiculous.
By Elon Musk,
And
that
it's
isn't
disinformation about every other aspect of the economy as well. Disinformation about undocumented.
Dude, I love how this guy's talking, and you have this dude over here, Shank, he's just shaking his head back and forth. He's like, oh, what a fucking idiot. And then you have this dude over here just nodding the whole time. He's like, yeah. Like, dude, I love it so much. It's so funny to watch these people, like, literally.
That's not disinformation.
That's ridiculous.
Then, is it?
He's like, shakes his head.
By Elon Musk,
And
that
it's
isn't
about every other aspect of the economy
And he's
as
making-
disinformation
he's
about.
I love it so much. And my favorite thing is, like, these people are all on the same side, right? These are all, like, leftists. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God.
Undocumented.
I'm waiting for the meltdown. Apparently, this dude has like a whole meltdown on this episode. And as you know, I like meltdowns.
Immigrants, like they're bloodthirsty killers. They are the most law-abiding segment of our society. According to numerous studies, including by the Libertarian Cato Institute, they commit crimes, including violent crimes.
Who's he talking about? I missed that.
Undocumented immigrants,
Oh.
like they're bloodthirsty killers. They are the most law-abiding segment of our society. According to numerous studies, including by the Libertarian Cato Institute, they commit crimes, including violent crimes, less than half of that of Native Americans. And they don't drain our economy. They are the mainstay of the agricultural, construction, personal service, hospitality industries. Studies show you will drive the economy into a recession if you go through large-scale deportation of immigrants, and you will sweep huge numbers of U.S. citizens because all the databases used to identify undocumented immigrants are fundamentally flawed. You can't have a pragmatic electorate.
How could they know if they're undocumented? Chat, you people. Oh my God. Listen, I don't know, man. He is saying we need illegals to clean hotel rooms. Oh my God. This is why I don't look at chat when it comes to actual political discourse. Look, I don't know. Again, politically illiterate. And that's why I'm not here trying to guide people how to vote or how to think. I am a simple man. I enjoy the chaos. I don't give a shit. And we laugh at morons. That's what we do. I don't know the stats. So I'm not going to make believe he's right or wrong because I just don't know. And I wish other people would say the same.
These conditions, and the mainstream media is utterly feeble. It spends 20 times more time on meaningless polls within the margin of error than it does telling truth to power and indicating the consequences of this election.
But it is
it's
okay.
been
I'm going to
taken
come
over by
to
billionaires.
Okay, I'm going to come to Cheng. I mean, Cheng, the biggest deporter in American presidential history was Barack Obama, who deported over 3 million people. This idea that Trump is going to become some outlier in terms of mass deportation, the great mass deporter was actually a Democrat president, Obama, by a long way, by the way. So this idea of like disinformation, I think some of it was disinformation, but it's the idea that this election was only won through right-wing disinformation. I'm afraid I view that as a total delusion.
I completely agree. I feel like every single person is having a really good time just missing the fucking point. Like, bro, even if there was disinformation, which obviously there was, but even if that was like a major thing on a greater scale than, on the news and shit like that, bro, that is not the result. That is not why this happened. I don't know a single person whose opinion was changed because he saw an Elon Musk tweet. Like, I know people that have voted right and left over the last bunch of years, all right? I know someone, he voted for Obama, he voted for Trump, he voted for Biden, then he voted for Trump again, okay? Like, I know somebody like that. And that person's opinion was not changed because of Elon Musk, all right? It was because the last 4 years were shit, all right? Prices went up, there are wars all over the world, the fucking media empire is cringe as balls, and no one hates the fake freaking lying douchebags that are making believe that Biden was actually a, capable president. Kamala didn't do any speeches, whereas Trump was much more human. Like, I feel like there are so many regular, rational reasons that regular human beings could attribute to. And every single person that I hear talk about this, like in the political sphere, all talk about it with such high levels of cope. It's like, well, maybe it wasn't technically stolen, but because of all the Elon Musk misinformation, it was stolen. Well, maybe it wasn't technically stolen, but it just turns out 51% of the country hates women. Like, every single time, it's like, there's this one thing that literally changed the course of history. Instead of recognizing actual obvious blunders that have happened.
By the Democrats.
Let me remind you that an omelet with a slice of toast is $32 on DoorDash. And tell me that this shit's not crazy.
Again?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm sorry, but I totally disagree with Juan and Professor Lichtman.
There we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Don't
All right, ready for the level-headed analysis?
blame the voters. I think, look, we could get into this discussion, but Juan, I think you're blaming the voters. I think that's a terrible idea. And look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right, he was wrong.
I love it whenever I hear them talk about the keys, I think of like the old women in animated movies with like this pile of bones that we will consult the bones, and they like throw it into a pot and they're like, oh yes, you know, they start predicting random shit. Well, honestly, I'm glad that this douche's face was wrong. Because I really hate that shit, honestly. And I know it's obviously not voodoo, but it is funny.
I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
couldn't
not
find
right,
them
and
before
I
the
was
election.
not wrong, and that-
I was not wrong! Oh, meltdown time. I sense it. I sense it. My spider senses are tingling. My meltdown senses. I'm preparing.
It's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
You were literally wrong, brother. You predicted it incorrectly. You were wrong.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be
Who
taking
won?
cheap
Who
shots
won?
at me.
Why should you not take cheap shots at him? Bro, this is the internet. This is why we're here. The moment cheap shots end, I will retire from the internet. Bro, this is my job. Subscribe for more cheap shots.
Who
You
won?
wanna make your
You
point,
live
make it-
total
don't make it
world of
personal.
denial.
I read your own followers.
They're all crazy. Oh no, the descent into madness. And then, you know, fucking, what's his name? Oh my god. Dude, Pierce Morgan is just sitting on the side like, yes, yes.
Comments, and they all trashed you.
The comment sections are against you, Shake. You are cooked, my friend. Oh, I've seen a negative comment on your YouTube page, your own follower, to say something like that.
Every one of them and supported me.
Yeah,
So
right,
quiet with your
right.
personal
Yeah, come
attacks.
find out again.
Make whatever
Okay.
point you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
Look,
make
you
it
You
personal.
don't know.
Why is he threatening him? Bro's literally getting threatened by a 300-year-old man. Don't make it personal, or what? Or what, bro? Or what? You just called 51% of the country absolute idiots that voted for Trump because of Elon Musk tweets. This is insane. This is beautiful.
Know anything. You don't know
You
anything.
attacked me
You're
personally.
so deluded.
Oh, right.
It just keeps going.
Been a professor for 51 years.
On this
Listen, no one's doubting your professorness. We're just saying that your key thing is shit, because it was wrong, obviously.
I've never been
13
able to
books.
finish a
How
thought.
many books have you published? No.
I published books. What about you? What about you? Oh my God, bro. I published books. Bro, Trump published books. How does that make you feel, Professor? Bro, what's this guy's name? Who's this guy? I don't know his name. But anyway, brother, you know Trump published books too? By that logic, you and Trump are on the same level of education. How does that make you feel? You and the orange retard are literally hand in hand.
Because you're personally
Yeah.
attacking me again.
He's pointing at him with all two of his fingers.
Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to
Hey,
stick for
brother, you
personal
got it wrong.
Dude, I will not stand for this. What are you gonna do? Sit? Bro's 300 years old.
Say
You're being stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just
don't
finish
call
a
me
goddamn thought?
stupid.
These are children! They're children. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing at this old man's obvious mental breakdown. But I will anyway, because I am enjoying it immensely.
will anyway.
Subscribe for more moral bullying on this channel. We only condone ethical bullying, not unethical bullying.
Ever on
Bro's pulling out the 40K lingo.
this show.
No, not if you're
Okay,
personally.
well,
I
you
admitted
proved
I
it.
was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
Can I just say it's
Because
Democrats
I
all
know.
getting
Who
along
taught
so
you
well?
manners?
No! I knew he would be fucking
need you to
gloating
call
at
me
this shit. I knew he'd like it. Is it just me or has his skin become more orange since the election? But anyway, this dude is literally loving it. Oh my god. Can we ever have like a conversation between a bunch of leftists without them just at each other's throats? Like, can you explain this to me? We need Hassan, Vosh, and Destiny to all come together and react to horse porn. That's my opinion.
It's lovely to
You
see a
need to
post-election
finish a
harmony as you all
goddamn
come
point.
together
We're
again.
just
Hey,
one
Alan,
right now.
Hey, Alan, you deserve a tall glass of shut up juice, so can you just shut up for a second?
Where does he come up with this shit? They're literally fighting over nothing. That's the funniest part. Horse porn? Oh yeah, horse porn. Because Vosh is a big leftist streamer that accidentally leaked his entire folder of horse porn. It was pretty good. But anyway, bro crashed out because he was called stupid. I love how this dude's career is literally over, all because of Trump. Who published books, by the way. So therefore, he's more educated than, me.
And let someone who knows what
Not
they're doing
if you're
talk.
personally-
God damn!
You're so right.
So-
We're so
I
you.
love he's crossing his arms. He's like, no.
So-
I will not sit here and stand
So-
for personal attacks,
So leave and shut up!
for blasphemy against.
Blasphemy against me. Who does this guy think he is? God too? What the fuck? Have you ever heard someone say, dude, I have to use that. You committed blasphemy against me. It is I, God too. Politics. These are educated, well-rounded, mild-mannered, accepting, tolerant people that we should all look up to in our daily lives.
You don't need to do that. You don't boost your
Blasphemy
ego.
against-
That took him a second.
What are you? Are you
Like that.
Jesus
Just
Christ,
make your
you
point.
loser?
Oh,
Okay,
no.
Make your point.
Oh no! Oh, crusade against the heathens, brothers. Gather together, my brothers.
just give the correct answer
Dude, I love how everyone is so mad. This guy's I'm enjoying it, honestly. This is awesome.
for once. Okay, here we go. So, guys, you're blaming disinformation. There was disinformation. There was the cats and the dogs nonsense.
They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. I feel like that statement was worse for Trump than it was against Trump. It's true that was disinformation, but because Trump fell for the disinformation, I feel like it definitely made him look way worse. I think that clip made him lose the debate against Kamala. So, to be honest, ultimately, yeah, that was disinformation, but it literally went against Republicans.
The points
Like at the end of the day.
you're making about undocumented immigrants, I agree with Alan, okay? But that didn't cost the election. The main disinformation was about how the election was going to be rigged.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was major disinformation. And homie, it came from the mainstream media, brother. All right? I don't mean to commit blasphemy against you, but you dumbass.
And it wasn't rigged.
I've read comments, and the comments are against you.
It was dumb. They won easily. There was no need for that disinformation. You guys are missing the whole point. The people who are at fault are not other people. It is the candidate, Kamala Harris. The previous candidate,
I mean, honestly, he's not wrong. Kamala Harris was an awful candidate. I mean, I would blame the campaign too, but I would also blame just the status of the world over the last 4 years.
Joe Biden, Democratic Party, Democratic leadership. You guys don't want to admit that they're the problem. They're the cancer in the Democratic Party. So you blindly lash out at
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of cancer in all the parties, but this is very fun. I am enjoying this.
the voters, at information, at social media, and you want to shut down anyone who disagrees with you. That's not the correct answer. There are three wings of the Democratic Party. There's the establishment wing that the
Cringe. Oh, dude, that is a beautiful thumbnail face. Holy shit. Oh yes. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
great majority, almost everyone on television supports and kisses the ass of and does propaganda for.
Cringe.
That wing has led to disaster.
100% accurate. The fucking mainstream media machine wing, that shit's garbage.
They lost to Donald Trump twice, nearly lost to him 3 times. And then the other wing is called the progressive wing, but those are two different sets of people. In the progressive, so-called progressive wing, what you have is the identitarian left, the people who do what the right wing would call woke politics and identity politics, and that is disastrous. That's what the trans ad was at the end, and it cost us. The most popular part of the Democratic Party is the populist left. That is the Bernie Sanders 2016 campaign.
Honestly, that is probably the best of these. The best as far as like the chances go for these guys is to go with that populist left. Because right now, no one likes the media machine. No one likes the propaganda fucking bullshit. No one wants the shit and the lies and the cringe. And also, no one wants the woke extremists, like the people that go all the way to the absolute ends of that discussion, like complete and utter like insanity. It's like to the point of accepting obvious things that any normal human would be against, like people walking around in grocery stores with their balls hanging out. I think that was a fun one. And I feel like a lot of people see that and are like, well, this is completely irrational. right? That's when the woman trans sports debate comes up. Which, as you know, my opinion on it, I believe in gender-neutral sports. Completely gut the sports system. Let it all be completely and utterly neutral. Neutral sports, where they all come together and obliterate each other. No genders anymore. Annihilate that shit. I think that would be great. Yes. And if no women end up on the basketball teams, well then honestly, that's just get good is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, no genders and all the drugs. Yes, that is the ideal Nug Sports League. All chaos sports.
All drugs.
Oh fuck yeah.
No
fuck
genders.
yes. But anywho, no one wants my opinion on that. So I'll just I'll stick to the things that people can accept. So I think he's right. I think he's right in his breakdown here. There's the identity politics extremist people, which I don't think are palatable for I guess the vast majority of humans. And then you got the establishment machine, which is what lost this time. That is exactly what lost right now. The fucking establishment machine, the fake bullshit, the celebrity endorsement crap, that's what happened now, all right? And vilifying Trump and all that shit. And I think he's right. There is a populist part of the party, and that is what's going to need a shine in the future.
That part says, let's do super popular economic proposals like paid family leave, higher minimum wage, universal health care, public option. Let's do all of these things. And the establishment goes, no, our corporations don't want that. Our donors don't want that. So we'll just do identity politics. And maybe identity politics will unite the left. But it didn't. Identity politics led to disaster. It was a poison within the Democratic Party, used ironically by the establishment Democrats because they didn't want to talk about popular proposals that we have because their donors hate those proposals.
Okay.
Honestly, man, spitting. I think he's right. I think he's pretty much right. I think the one thing he's not including is the fact that there is obvious bullshit on the left as well. He's making it sound like the left is dope in 100% ways. It was just the messaging that was wrong. But in actuality, there's bullshit everywhere. And I think we've lived through that.
Okay, let me bring in Harry. Now, Harry, you tweeted or posted on X on November the 6th. Kamala Harris's speech was amazing. Graceful, strong, hit the right tone. She's a fantastic leader and a great role model. No idea how she lost to Trump.
Oh my God, do I have to listen to them debating the fucking Kamala speech? Oh no.
You're a bright young guy, Harry. I've interviewed you several times. You know why she lost. And that speech, in a way, to me, was the perfect illustration. She basically said nothing. She talked about billions of stars and the moonlight and shite. There was nothing there. There was no meat on the bone, no substance. And that was her problem throughout the whole campaign. She had 100 days to show America, here's how I'm going to fix all your problems. Instead, she did the Hillary Clinton playbook. After promising us joy and sunshine, immediately pivoted to Trump's a Nazi, they're all fascists, they're all disgusting. And by the way, here are all my rich, famous entertainment friends who are all going to surround themselves on stages.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit through them trying to defend that fucking speech. I feel like that's just a waste of my time. Oh, there's a little, no one cares about celebrity endorsements. That's nice.
Here, let me give you one example. If Democrats, for example, passed Build Back Better, the original Build Back Better that Biden and Bernie were trying to get through, that included paid family leave, childcare, universal pre-K, free community college, expanding Medicare, higher minimum wage, lowering all prescription drug prices, expanded child tax credit. If you got that through, I think this election very well may have been different, and Democrats would have won. And I don't think dragging out, Taylor Swift or Beyonce or whoever else is going to make much of a difference because people like them for what they like them for.
Yeah, they like them for reading lines written by smarter people, and that's exactly what they did.
They like them for the singing. They like them for the dances. They don't really want to hear their thoughts on the marginal tax rate.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
Let me bring. I want to bring Dina back in.
I agree with Kyle on that, and I want to say, Gene, thank you for that presidential endorsement. Who knows what 2028 will hold? But they overplayed their hand with celebrities. It's not that you don't want celebrities, but celebrities motivate the base that you already have
Celebrities are worthless. Thank you for my opinion.
What this campaign did is they put too much stock in those celebrities. Those celebrities, just like my colleagues on this panel, just like myself, they only have one vote to give. Yes, they have influence, but you know who could have been a bit better influence on that race? Is everyday working class people standing by her side. Everyday working class people talking about how under the Harris-Walz presidency, things would be different for them.
I think that's delusional. I don't think seeing a random guy say something that was probably paid for by the campaign is actually going to help anyone. Like, you have to recognize, like, the level of stupidity here as well, okay? When I see a celebrity endorsement, I feel like it's paid for and it's done for personal gain. Like, this person has no fucking idea what he's talking about. Like, why on earth would I even give a remote, slight shit about what a celebrity had to say, right? No, duh. Like, that has got to be the most obvious bullshit ever. Like, I get what she's saying, that I care about the opinion of the average American citizen more than I care about a celebrity. But, dog, why would I not assume that the citizen, who I have no idea who they are, who has no, like, accountability for if they were paid off, why would I assume that they weren't paid off to say that shit? I love how everyone's dancing around the incredibly obvious topic. You know what's worth more than his celebrity backing? Going on the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't even like the Joe Rogan podcast. I've probably only listened to less than 5 Joe Rogan podcasts in my entire life. But that is the place to go. It's where you can have a long-form conversation and your actual humanity and opinion can be put out there. Why is everyone dancing around the